was 30 years ago that the amazing story of Crossroads Robina began, when we had Reverend Ed and Olive Smith, who were driven by a passion to see people like their son Stephen experiencing the joy of the Christian church. When Stephen was a young lad, he didn't have the opportunity to participate in church like his older brother did. And so with this burden, this heart, this passion to see inclusivity, engagement and fulfillment in the context of the Christian community, Ed and Olive pursued Crossroads, and Crossroads Robina has been pursuing that vision and creating those opportunities ever since. It's just such a joy each week to be able to provide the community that Ed and Olive aspired, and to see Stephen continue to attend Crossroads and participate and enjoy the way that he does.
I just like Crossroads.
Do you know why they started it?
Yeah, they started it.
Because they loved you?
Yeah, they love me. They love me.
You know that this year, Crossroads is turning 30.
Okay, 30. Is it going to be anniversary?
We're going to have a birthday party for
When?
Crossroads in October.
Oh, wonderful. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary.
I started in 2003. A lot of my time was spent reassuring management of other service providers that this was going to be a safe place for their people to come. And for a lot of people on a Sunday morning, they just didn't know how to handle people who had either a physical or intellectual disability. So the idea then was to reverse that process and have another day in the week where a worship service was specifically designed in music and conversation and contact. And when it was designed for them, then they could relate to that. And that's what we had to do, was to look after them safely, and for carers to feel as if they were safe here as well. And it grew from that. Churches were hearing that that type of service to people with a disability was helpful. When they're enjoying life, they live in the moment. And I found that if they were having a good time, they lived it to the full. It was a very big lesson, because I could apply that to my circumstances. And music is a big deal to people with a disability. One More Step has been almost like a little anthem to these guys. It's always been there as far as they know. So it was part of the whole Crossroads mindset and concept.
Yay, One More Step. That went good. That went well. One more step, one more step, from the
So, say you had a friend that wanted to come to Crossroads. What would you tell them about Crossroads?
About the church service and about God and Jesus. I love him, and I always will.
Say you were to describe Crossroads in 4 words, what would those 4 words be?
10 out of 10. Yeah, and I always will. I'm not going to resign from Crossroads. I'm staying here forever.
I love coming here because it's one big happy family here. It's like a joyful place that you can come to. You meet new people, you just meet new people every time you're here.
The programme as it stands has evolved and changed over these 30 years. From a small gathering of people that worshipped together, travelled together, did community and life together, to a bustling ministry that has impacted hundreds, if not thousands of people during its existence. This ministry has thrived, navigating challenges, transitions and tragedy, but has persevered through it all to mature into what it is today, a Christ-centred ministry that sees a people empowered for purpose, gathered for belonging and transformed by joy. It truly is joy embodied. This place has its own DNA, its own heartbeat, that only exists within the bounds of a community that is anchored in God's heart for his people.
You know, we're excited because we believe that God has not finished with us yet. God is doing something new and incredible in the Crossroads community, and we don't know where He's going to take us for the next 30 years, but we're excited. The heartbeat of who we are has not and will not change, and the legacy of Ed and Olive Smith remains. Our job is to dream for the future, advocate for the present, and create community and family like a world cannot offer, to simply bring joy week in, week out. If you'd like to be part of that vision and join us in what we're going to do in the next 30 years, please be praying for us, join us, joy with us, and so we can do this each and every week. Would you take one more step with us into the future of Crossroads?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ricky. Happy birthday to you. This year I'll be turning 58, and next year I'll be 59, the year after I'll be 60, and I'm going to have a good celebration.